Good afternoon from the central part of the United States in Minnesota. It's a little cool today, a little windy, but spring is not that far away. I haven't been on here in 2 or 3 days because I've been really working on this thing, and you can see where we are. This thing is a chore. This is some slow work. And I think just this morning, I managed to get quite a bit done. I think there's a post before this video post where I picked out the colors. Let me say that you can't tell what color this glass is other than it's obviously green. But you can't tell what it really looks like because it's not up in the light. And so when I get it up into the light, it will look totally different than it looks now. But this circle around here was picked out on the light box real carefully. And each of these pieces laid next to the piece that it is with now on a sheet. So I carefully cut these out of a section of the sheet, and that circle is considerably lighter in color than the area around here. I should pull this camera back where you can see. So, and there's some orange and yellow, orange and amber that's in that circle, still from the same sheet, but because we're using handmade glass, we get a lot of variance. I'll show you. We get a lot of variance in the sheet itself, a lot of color. So see here, you're on the right there, we're looking at all that green, and then you can come down here and pick up, look at the stunning orange up in here, a lot of amber up in here. And that circle was, that circle was actually cut out of this area here and right here. And I worked real hard to get that, there we go. I worked real hard to get that cut so that it would really look good against this W. And the W is interesting. I talked about it in another video. It's got kind of a dome look to it. It's thicker. There you can get it. And what it is two pieces of glass that I melted together, or what we call fused. And the upper piece was just slightly larger than the lower piece, so that when in the kiln, when I heated it to 1510 degrees, that upper part melted in just a round bull nose or a round edge over the other piece. Came out exactly the way I wanted it. Then I cooled it down till the following day, and then yesterday or day before, I painted it. And that black paint, if you see, that's been actually fused or fired rather into that glass. And I like the way that looks, and that'll never come out of there. You couldn't grind. Well, I guess you could grind it out, but then you ruin the glass too. It's permanently part of that glass. It's glass paint that is fired, and I fired that to 1410 degrees, and that gives it a real good sheen that I was looking for. So, and then look at the bubbles. Now there's a little bit of debris under the glass there, but see the bubbles? Those air bubbles, well, that's air that was trapped between the two pieces of glass as they fused, with one piece, back my hand out, one piece setting on top of the lower piece, and then when they fuse, when they just start to become liquid and the top melts into the bottom, it'll capture these little air bubbles. And I think those will really look good. This is going to really look sharp up when the window actually gets up. And so I started at 8:30 this morning, and I cut the glass around here and then smoothed it up and fit it. I went ahead and soldered it. And then I took this knot here, and I cut all the glass for that knot and cut all the glass for that knot. And that's a whole day right there. What is that? 8:30 to 3:30? Was that about 7 hours? 7 hours. I've gotten tired now, so I'm going to stop now. I've still got some work. I probably could just press on, but when you get tired with this stuff, you need to just back out of it. There's a small piece of glass right there. It's got to go in there. And so got another little piece of green here. And this is what they call strong line. And this is some real thin steel that's wrapped in copper. And what's going to happen is that, but you can see what's going on here. That's going to get sandwiched in between those two pieces of glass and soldered in. And that's going to give this window a little bit of strength across this area right here. I'll give it, and then I'm going to put another piece right across here. So tomorrow, I'll finish up in here. It won't take me all that long to finish up here and to finish up in the background behind here. And then that'll finish this section. And then we'll come in and we'll push that in and solder that. Push this in over here. And we'll then start putting this glass in around here, all the way up here. I don't know. I think that this section right here, that's probably close to 2 days. Right about 2 days right there. Even with the larger pieces, there's still a lot of this work here that has to be cut and fitted. And what I'm constantly doing, there are two schools of thought on this kind of glasswork. A lot, like I said earlier in another video, a lot of people cut all this stuff out first and then start fitting it in there. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to maintain a real tight cutting here, so I'm going a little bit different at it. But just right here, I notice that this line is just a little narrow. Now, I fix these as I go, but so I could leave this way, but I would adjust it. But see, that's just a little narrower than what I actually want. So we'll come across here like this. And then something similar to that right there. Something like, whatever. We'll straighten it out. And when I get through with it, it'll be real uniform. And so this was really working. Man, look at that. That's a jungle, isn't it? That's difficult stuff to do right there. And so anyway, those nice tight cuts, pretty close. And while I'll probably, when I get here, let me pull my hand back. When I get to here, I may come back and just solder all this and get it done. I'm not sure about that. I'll have to make a decision on that. I kind of keep these pretty clean as I go. And that's about where I'm at. And I don't really have a lot to talk about today because there's not much tutorial in this. Just showing you what I've gotten done. And then, like I say, I think this is Wednesday. So I'm thinking by Friday afternoon or so, Wednesday, Thursday. By Friday morning, I should be off this. When that happens, then things are going to get real interesting because we'll come up here and set these pieces and get these pieces here exactly where we want these. I'll come around here, get this piece right here, and then I'll start the cross. And the cross, we'll just go ahead and start the cross right in this area right here and come around right into here. And then we'll jump in the middle of it here. I still really don't know the color of these roses yet. I haven't gotten that far. When I finish this, I'll probably go ahead and pick them out because I've still got all this glass in the center here is just cut-offs from here. And I'll use some of these like, come in here, see that would work for there. Actually, I can cut that and make that one fit there. Yeah, we'll cut that thing out. See, so that's a piece of cut-off that we can use. So we'll use all of them that we can. And anyway, when we get started on this, that's going to be pretty exciting to figure this coloring out. And I don't have any idea when that's going to be. That's sometime, probably toward the weekend. Toward the weekend we start here. I work on these every day. My hands got a little bit tired, and I got a little slower when I did some of this work, and then my hands are kind of healed up a little bit. I got a little tiny cut yesterday. Not too bad. But that's sore when you really start using your hands. And I've been trying to teach myself how to cut glass with my left hand. Because I normally cut glass. Where's my cutter? Look at all these little pattern papers and stuff over here. Anyway, there's a piece of pattern paper right there. Anyway, I cut glass with my right hand, and so I've been training myself to cut glass with my left hand. So we're still working on that. There it is. I'm not real good with my left hand yet, but I'm working on it. So if I can cut glass with both hands, then when one hand is a little tired or is injured, then I can shift over and use the other hand. That's what I'm working on. I don't have it down yet, but I believe if you can cut glass with your right hand, you can probably train yourself to cut glass with your left hand. I don't have the control that I need yet, but I'm getting there. Anyway, I won't beat you up today. I don't have a whole lot to say on this one. This is what you have to really, 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 really like to do this, because you're on your feet this whole time and you're constantly concentrating on what you're doing. And I have a TV on. Sometimes I have to listen to news or something, or music. But generally, when you're doing this, you can't think about anything else. You just have to pay attention. I don't know how anybody would do this kind of intense work and be thinking about other things. You just can't do it. And that's the beauty of this, because that's how I got into it. Because it takes your mind off of if you have a high-stress job or you need a distraction of some kind, then I don't think there's anything any better, because and then when you get through with this thing, you've got something really fantastic to show for it. This is going to be quite a window. I can see now with all this ornate work. When you draw them up, that's one thing. But I can see now in the colors that I'm using here that when this thing goes up, this is going to be really a stunning window. And if I pick out, I don't have it yet, if I pick out the right color combinations in this cross, oh man, this might be probably one of my better windows over the years. And man, there's a bunch of them. I don't have any idea. Man, I think maybe I'm in the tens of thousands of square feet of stuff that I've built. Just in the last, I've only been taking pictures real seriously over the last 4, 5, 6 years. I couldn't even guess as to how many places this stuff is and how many different states it's in, and if there's some of it in Europe. I had a client one time that lived in Switzerland, and I used to do stuff for him. So anyway, it's just a passionate love of doing this work. Well, anyway, I hear the UPS man here, so I'll talk to you guys tomorrow or the next day. Take care, and I appreciate everybody watching. And my friends list I haven't gotten to the friend requests. There's so many. I don't know what all. I still haven't figured all that out. I'm over 4,000. I don't understand it, but I'm happy to have the attention, not on me, but on American Art Glass. And that's what this is. The best in the world, American Art Glass. Well, thank you all again. I appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. I'll be talking to you soon.